Well, hello there, and welcome to the energy reading for this week. This week beginning the 11th of January 2021. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Karen Turpin from karenturpin.com, and I'm a spiritual coach specializing in Lightworker and Starseed empowerment and activation. And so each week I do a reading for the energy of the week that's coming. Now, I've pulled cards today. I don't always do that, but I'm using the Voyager cards because I really like them. They're kind of like a collage of images, and I just kind of really resonate with those cards. So, in thinking about what the energy theme is for this week, what the energy of the consciousness field on the planet is this week, I think it's true to say, I'm sure that you probably feel the same. There's a lot of fear in the world right now. And particularly, I would say, in America, due to the recent events in the last few days with the presidential election and that whole situation that happened with riots and things like that. Now, I happen to believe that rolling out over the next few weeks, we're going to see a lot of changes coming up. So um, it was no surprise to me, really, when I pulled the first card, which is fear. So that kind of reflected, of course, what I was sensing about the world at the moment. Now, if you've been in the New Age circles for a while, particularly if you've kind of gone into the areas of truth seeking, you will probably already get a sense of these major changes that are happening on the planet, not just energetically, but in terms of things being brought up to be seen for truth and calling out the people that have tried to cover up and the lies and all of this stuff. Now, we've seen this in the presidential election business, but this is true across the board right now with things like the vaccination agenda. Is it an agenda? Some people think it is, some people think it's not. And then, the dangers or the benefits of the vaccination process. And then all of the, with all of the businesses being shut down with COVID, is there some behind the scenes motive for that, based on the banking systems and who owns what and who stands to gain? All of this kind of thing I'm very interested in. I really like, I'm a truth speaker. I also search for the truth. And so I like to look at both angles of everything, both sides of the story. And sometimes there's not just two sides, there's many sides. But anyway, I'm very interested in all of that. And this is what has led me to really feel into the energy this week and say that there's a lot of fear on the planet right now, this week in particular, for the next few weeks. To be honest, we're going through a real space of turbulence. Now, when I pull this card, it's no surprise that there's a tidal wave on there, because emotion, water, it's connected. And so when you dream of stormy weather, or when you dream of being, on a boat tossed around in a savage, a storm, on the ocean, or when you dream of tidal waves and tsunamis, that's always telling you about this wave of emotion that's around you or coming up collectively, because these cards I drew with the intention not for my own personal reading, but for a reading for all of us and for what's happening on the planet. So here we are with a card that easily clearly depicts a tsunami or a tidal wave, so a lot of emotion around. Also, there are some kind of dark images on here, because when we're in fear, our mind brings up these dark images. And if we're of that type of person that goes into the fear vibration very easily, then we will really come up with a lot of dark images, a lot of dark what ifs and next steps, and sometimes catastrophic scenarios playing out. Some of that is in our mind, some of it is a potential, but it doesn't need to be. So the next card that I pulled is the Preserver. It's got a beautiful image there of an expectant mother. And what I really liked about this card, it's called the Woman of Worlds, this particular card in this deck, the Preserver. And I think that's true, not just for women, but for all of us. You know, the way that we are encoded in our DNA, our structure as Christic beings, particularly on the planet at this time. And this may be more so true for light workers, star seeds, healers, you know, because we say that we are what we've been waiting for. And, you know, we've done probably light years of work in order to develop ourselves to this point in time where we are awakened, and we kind of feel that we get a sense of what's going on the planet, even if we don't know the whole story. But we are here. I personally feel that we are here to hold the truth. We are here to preserve the DNA of the human, Christic human. We are here to activate the DNA to 12 strands so that we can be awakened as the Christic beings that we are here for. And so that's kind of what I feel that we are preserving. We are holding the truth of the divine code. I'll put the cards together in a moment as well, because the third card that I picked is Synergy. It's called Synergy. And this is, to me, how I would read this card, is the bringing together of everything that that needs to come together to support. So you've probably heard the expression that it takes a village to raise a child, something like that. I'm probably going to mash up that expression, but basically what it's saying is that we need to come together as a community, as a tribe, as a collective, in order to support each other, because we each have individual gifts and talents and skills and wisdom. And so I always say this to the members within my membership program, which is called Aligned and Unlimited. And I always say to them that we come together, not so that I'm ahead of everybody and I'm the leader, even though I've brought people together. I really, really respect what each of my group members bring into our collective, into our group, because there are wisdom pieces within us. You know, we're not just here in our first lives. We've all had many lives. And as we grow in our consciousness and expand and develop, you know, you can clearly see that we tap into what we've learned. You could say we're tapping into our own personal Akashic record, or a cosmic compendium, because we've all had other lifetimes on other planets too, as star seeds. And so as we grow and develop, we tap into those individual pieces and we bring it all together. And when we come together in a group, I believe that we all benefit, we all grow together, because we all bring these unique pieces and codes together. So when I look at these three cards in terms of the energy theme for this week, as I say, it's the 11th of January today here in Sydney, so it's for this week. First of all, we've got fear, because, as I explained, there's a lot of turbulence going on in the planetary grid this week, particularly, and this will continue for a while. But even though that's going to continue, it's actually going to get, I've got to say that I believe it's going to get really, really rocky for the next little bit of while. I don't want to kind of lock down a time frame there and limit anything, but certainly for the next 2 to 3 weeks, it will be turbulent. And then the changes that follow that are going to be very, very different too. I don't want to go too much into that. Anyway, even though we're going through this turbulent time, as the Woman of the Worlds card says, we are the preservers. We are here to hold the divine code, the Christic code, to hold truth, as well as to hold compassion and love and hope and optimism and gratitude and all of those beautiful feelings, to really balance out the fear and the uncertainty that much of the world is going through. If we as light workers and star seeds are really here on a mission, then we really know that our time is now, and it's our time to hold that strongly and stably and with conviction of our purpose and of our truth. And so then here's the synergy card, bringing it all together. And this may be the very time that you begin to really connect with your tribe, your real family. That could be star seeds, it could be light workers, it could just be other people that have the same kind and compassionate heart that you do, that are all standing for truth of a particular cause that you feel called to support. But basically, I think the synergy is bringing all of our collective together. We're not a one-man tribe, basically. We need support. We need to come together, particularly at these times when things are going to be challenging on the planet moving forward for the next actually few months, to be honest, and beyond 6 months, maybe, or so more. In times of hardship on this planet, historically, when you think of the Second World War and you look at old footage and you see that, people came together to support each other. You see them, coming together and singing songs of hope. And tribes have always done that in our world very often, particularly when it comes into business and getting ahead and things like that. Sometimes you see people moving away from others as they strive to, you know, um, get ahead in a sense. And sometimes, if they could open their heart and trust the right people, they would actually go much further, much quicker, because they have a supporting base with them and around them. There's another saying, which I know I'm going to mash up as well, that Cirque du Soleil, the beautiful acrobats and artists that do all of the aerial acrobatics, they have a saying that together we lift each other and we rise higher. And it's that kind of energy that I feel with this synergy card. So, as I say, moving from the feeling of tremendous fear that is on the planet right now, moving into alignment. And last week I spoke about the theme for the year of being like an eagle, looking at everything from the higher perspective, not getting sort of sucked down into the 3D world. And you could actually say that the preserver is that as well. So, when you're holding truth, when you're holding light and love and compassion, try to elevate yourself to your higher mind, your higher perspective. And remember that you came here for a specific reason, and now is your time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We've been saying that expression for many years, and that time has arrived, and it's right here now. So come together with like-minded people that are on the same path as you, that can love and support you, that you can love and support them. Let's band together as a tribe of conscious people, enlightened people, and let's really be unlimited, which is what our divine code is all about as creators. So I hope that has resonated with you. I hope you enjoyed my little view on the energy theme for this week. I'd like to stay in touch with you, and if my work resonates with you, make sure that you stay connected to me. You can visit my website, karenturpin.com. I have a great Facebook group called Source Light Connection, and have a beautiful membership program called Aligned and Unlimited. And I would love to connect with you somewhere. Also on Instagram, Karen Turpin, Spiritual Coach. So look me up, find me, stay connected, and let's come together, support each other, and let us be the change that we wish to see in the world, because our time absolutely is now, and the world needs you. So until next week, I'll be back same time, same place, next Monday for my energy reading for next week. In the meantime, stay in your heart. Love to you. Bye-bye for now.